Hey everybody, it's Mitch again. And remember in the last video how we put the paint thing up here? Well, we're gonna change that. I got to thinking about it and I need to, again, I'm redoing this whole area of the shop right here. So redoing the storage for different implements up there for the inside the house. What I decided to do is to move the spray paint cans from below the other stains and things to beside it. And then part of what's going to happen with that is I've got to move my guide rails for my Festool saw. So what I decided to do is actually mount those on the garage like you see a lot of people do. I've just held off because I've got a wooden garage door and it's kind of heavy and I've kind of put that off. It's like I don't need to do that, but I think it'll be fine. So we're going to move the guide rails to the garage door. We're going to put the spray paint at the same level as the other stains and things like that. And that's the job for today. So I've got the rails moved out of the way. They were just on French cleats at the top. There was just some small hangers that I made. They're over there. You can kind of see there. Okay, so the biggest issue is I'm gonna need a new French cleat for the wall that is gonna span the entire distance because I need to be able to hit 2 or 3 different studs there. And that means that I've got to cut a new one, which is not a big deal. And the biggest thing is I've got to take everything apart or not take everything apart. I've got to unload everything because I want to get them at the same level somewhere, somehow, so it looks aesthetically pleasing. And again, my OCD is kicking in. So take everything apart, take it off the rack, and then I'll put the new French cleat on the wall and then figure out where I need to have the French cleats on the different boxes so that they line up properly. So that's what I'm working on next. So the new French cleat is in. I just had a piece of a lot of scrap wood from a bed that my son used to have. I think I'm gonna try to put these up here just for giggles and see how they look without me making any changes. See if they're close enough where my OCD won't fire off every time I look at it. Camera adjusting, camera adjusting. You know what? Okay, so 2 things. That's a little bit off, but the other thing is the backer board that I have on the bottom, which you put on to keep the keep your whatever you're hanging flat, is not the same thickness. So if I replace that on this one, it'll make it flat, and I don't have to move those cleats. Okay, that might work. Again, this is pure OCD stuff. For 99% of all the people in the world, this would be perfectly fine. I'm not going to see it that much. It looks perfect to me, except for those 2 little niggly things. So let me sit here and think about it. But man, that worked out pretty well. Okay, let me go think about it and I'll get back to you. Just like that, we are done. So this worked out way, way better than I expected. So what happened was I fixed this. The spray can cabinet is about 1/4 of an inch narrower, or yeah, not as deep as the bigger cabinet there. So all I did is I literally on the backer board at the bottom, I just added another 1/4 inch piece of plywood that brought it out. And then to fix the levelness, I kind of moved it up a bit, but it slipped right as I was drilling. I just drilled a couple of screws through the side there to tie them 2 together. But this is great. I didn't have to do anything. I thought I was going to have to re-engineer some stuff, but this is perfect. So next step is to put the tracks on the garage door, and this part of the project will be finished. But yeah, I could not be more happy with this. This is just excellent. So let's look at the parts here we're using for the hangers. So this is a completed part, and all this will be attached to the garage door itself, and then this little cam up here slides clockwise or counterclockwise, whichever one you want, to lock the rail in place. And so that's how it kind of works. And let's go ahead and put these together. So there are 3 parts. We have the blue cam, we have an M6 by 20 bolt and an M6 nut. And so the way that I found these work best together, and these already have cutouts, or basically how they were made was for these specific types of things. Go ahead and assemble everything. These are all really friction fit. So very tight tolerances. So what I'm doing when I turn it over, I'm just shoving it together. Okay, those three. Turn it over, same exact thing. You may have to ream the holes out just a bit if they're too tight. Gotta screw these in just a bit. And kind of line that up. I can push it in. Just like that. And this just screws on like this, so it'll go in, find the nut, get screwed in the rest of the way. There we go, making contact. And it's just gonna seat as much as you wanna pull it in. So what I'm doing, I'm kind of tightening it, because what I'm doing at this point, I'm pulling the nut further in. So you'll get to a stopping point where it won't move, and that's where you wanna be, like right there. So all the way in, all the way in, and then you can just back it off one turn. That will give us something we can go with. So that's how you do it. So I'll do the other two, and then we'll attach them to the wall.
And here we go. So this has worked out really well. I've been using it for several months, have had no problems at all, no issues falling off, and I'm very, very pleased with this asset too.